March is the first month of change, transformation, and lots of events due to some heavy planetary activity. These changes will occur over the next 3 months starting from March. In this video, I talk about all the planetary news and make predictions for all the 12 zodiac signs for the month of March. Hello everybody, I'm Tina Chaudhary. Welcome to my channel and a very warm namaste. Aham Brahmasmi. Of course, as usual, I'm going to start out with my favorite part, that is wish all my viewers that have March birthdays a very, very happy birthday to all of you. May the divine bless you with lots of prosperity, success, happiness, love, and good health this year and always in the future. So again, a very happy birthday to all my viewers with March birthdays. Now, March is a month of celebrations in my family because we celebrate 4 very special birthdays this month. So happy birthday to my darling son and also my sister Jayashri, who I absolutely adore. I'm wearing her sari today. Also, a very happy birthday to my brother-in-law Kishore and my sister-in-law Shashi, who deserves a very special mention because she has been so supportive of me and my channel since I started it. She's an amazing sister and support for me in my YouTube journey. So happy birthday, Shashi. I had mentioned in my yearly predictions for 2025 that this year was going to be the year of tremendous change for almost all of us and even the world in general. So the month of March is going to be the start of these changes because this month there will be tremendously impactful and important planetary activity that starts to take a look at what's going on in March as far as the planets are concerned. Venus has been in Pisces since January 27th and it's exalted in Pisces. But on March 1st, it's going to retrograde and it's going to stay retrograde until April 12th. So the entire month of March, Venus will stay retrograde. Then Mercury has also been in Pisces since February 27th, and then on March 14th, it will also go retrograde in Pisces until April 7th. So the second half of the month, Mercury is also retrograde. And on March 14th, the Sun makes its monthly transit and goes from Aquarius to Pisces. Mars will stay direct, but it will stay in Gemini for the whole month of March. Now, the last transit for March will be on March 29th when Saturn transits out of Aquarius and into the next zodiac of Pisces. You notice how everybody's going into Pisces? Yes. Saturn is the slowest moving planet, so it stays in the same zodiac for 2.5 years. So the transit of Saturn is extremely important and impactful. Now, since the transit occurs right at the end of the month, the full impact might not be felt until the next month in April. But I will make a separate video of the Saturn transit along with the predictions for each zodiac sign as well, because it's one of the most important and impactful transits. I have saved the most important planetary information for last, which is that we get to experience the first set of eclipses for 2025 in March. There will be a total lunar eclipse on March 13th night or 14th, depending upon where you are. And there's a partial solar eclipse on March 29th. That's the day Saturn will make the transit. Now, the eclipses always occur in the zodiacs where the nodes Rahu and Ketu are transiting in. So the lunar eclipse will be in the zodiac of Virgo where Ketu is transiting, and the solar eclipse will be in the zodiac of Pisces because that's where Rahu is transiting, and all the other planets will be transiting in there as well. Eclipses occur frequently and at least twice a year, but this time there's going to be a lot of unusual and some very interesting planetary placements that are occurring along with the eclipses that indicate a lot more impact. The main one is that the solar eclipse occurs on March 29th and in Pisces, and that's the same day that Saturn also makes the transit into Pisces. So with the solar eclipse on the 29th in Pisces, we will have a conjunction of 7. Yes, you heard that right. 7 planets in the same zodiac of Pisces. So they will all get involved in the eclipse. these 7 planets are going to be very obviously the Sun and Rahu that are going to cause the eclipse. But Saturn, Moon, also, and then retrograde Venus and retrograde Mars are also going to be present, along with Neptune, which we don't consider in Vedic astrology, but it's going to be there. So while these planets are in Pisces, they will all aspect Ketu or South Node, that is in Virgo. Also, when Saturn enters Pisces, it will aspect Jupiter, that's in Taurus currently. And also there will be an exchange between Jupiter and Venus because they will be in each other's signs. So Jupiter is in Taurus and Venus will be in Pisces. So you see how almost all the planets are getting involved in that solar eclipse, either directly or indirectly, some way or the other. As I had mentioned, on March 29th, there will be conjunction of 7 planets in Pisces, and on March 30th, there will still be 6 planets left in Pisces because only the moon would have transited out of Pisces and move on to Aries. So the remaining 6 planets will still be in Pisces. And this planetary conjunction is in fact creating quite a lot of chaos and disturbance in the overall energy around us. And we may actually be able to sense it or feel it in different ways. It's making all the astrologers a little nervous. This is being considered a very challenging planetary position because it's not very common for so many planets to come into conjunction together, along with the eclipse happening at the same time also. So depending upon which planetary dasha, antardasha you are under, you can experience irritability, depression, anxiety, mood swings, confusion, the inability to make decisions, a sense of detachment, preferring isolation, and all kinds of different emotions. So just become aware of it. What are some of the other effects of this placement? Well, Pisces is a water sign, and because it's the last zodiac sign of all the 12 signs, it indicates a finality or things coming to an end as well. Pisces also denotes spirituality and your sleeping pattern. So this conjunction of 6, 7 planets could plant the seed of certain things in your life that may be coming to an end. I'm not saying that something suddenly comes to an end on the 29th or the 30th, but there could be certain small events after that date, around that date, that are laying the foundation for forthcoming changes in your life. These events could seem so unimportant that you don't even pay attention or remember them. But like I said, they're just like small seeds that are being planted or sown for things that occur or develop later. Pisces also indicates spirituality. So a lot of people may find themselves very drawn towards spirituality and learning about it or practicing it in their own way. One of the other impact that will be the occurrence of water-based natural calamities or accidents, unfortunately. I hope that prediction is not true, but that seems like a possibility. The possibility of water storms or flooding is very high. There could also be other natural disasters and accidents as well, such as earthquakes and some very strange weather patterns, especially related to water. There could be the spread of waterborne infections and illnesses as well. So be very cautious about any liquids that you consume, especially if you're traveling, and especially even more if you're traveling overseas. Whenever possible, carry your own water from home to drink if you are going out. Don't drink from public sources because definitely water is being impacted. Now, I'll be making a video very soon on the eclipses, and I will speak a little more in detail about this conjunction on that video. It deserves its own video. So, but at this time, let me remind you that if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. So now I have 2 very important videos coming up, one on the eclipses, the second one on the Saturn transits. So you will want to be notified as soon as I publish each of these videos. Also, if you like this video, please share it with everyone. And for my regular viewers that have already subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. and I truly appreciate your love and support that you've been giving me for my whole YouTube journey. I am now moving on to predictions. As usual, my predictions are based on your rising sign, also called Lagna in Hindi, and I also have timestamps always on my pinned comment in the comment section. A few videos ago, somebody said, why don't you have timestamps on your video? I always do. So make sure you listen to the correct zodiac. March predictions for Aries. Aries, your ascendant ruler Mars will be in direct motion in your third house of self-effort, communication, siblings, and travel. Overall, you should have a good month with good self-esteem where you put in a lot of good effort and get success as a result of your hard work. Now, as far as career is concerned, since Saturn rules your career house for the month of March, it will still be in the 11th house of gains, but it will be combust. Generally speaking, the 11th house placement for Saturn is a good position. So during the first few days of the month, Saturn can be a little weak, meaning it won't be able to provide you with all the help that you need. As a result, career advancement is possible, but you might have to face some challenges along the way. You will probably receive favorable outcomes in work-related matters, although minor challenges may still arise in the first half of the month. Business owners will need to be a little cautious this month. There could be high expenses, and so you need to be careful with your business and avoid taking financial risks or making any other risky decisions in your business. However, individuals in jobs will usually continue to see positive outcomes, even though, like I said, there can be sometimes a little stress at work. In spite of this, you will still be able to accomplish your goals and get recognition from your seniors if you put in good effort. As far as finance is concerned, the first half is definitely better than the second half. In the first half, despite the challenges, there are chances you will see some financial rewards. But after the second half of the month, there will be 5 planets in your 12th house of expenses. So the chance of expenses and losses are extremely high. The saving grace for you is that Jupiter is in favor by being in the second house of finance. So it may not get as bad and you still may be okay from a financial point of view. As a result, you may be able to make some wise investments or saving decisions. However, my guidance is to avoid any risky financial decisions or planning, as it may be a better idea to delay financial activity or planning. So if you must do that, then it's better to get good expert guidance before you make any decisions due to Jupiter being in the second house. Jupiter is a guru, so it's better to get expert advice. Regarding health, this is probably going to provide mostly positive outcomes, but my guidance is to maintain good healthy lifestyle, healthy eating habits, so that you can enjoy a very good healthy month as far as health is concerned. As far as love relationships are concerned, certain difficulties might arise due to the influence of a combust Saturn on the 5th house. Manage your romantic relationships carefully and avoid any behaviors that might hurt your partner's feelings, and you need to manage your own ego as well. Some of you may have travel plans together, or you may be traveling a lot, so you may spend a lot of time apart as well. That might impact your love relationship. Overall, this month brings some mixed results for romantic relationships. Now, for the married Aries, life will generally be harmonious and happy, but because the 12th house is heavily activated, just be watchful of your partner's health. Extended family relationships will be positive and emotions will be strong. For some Aries, there can be the possibility of a celebration at home or some event at home. Sibling relationships are probably going to stay mostly positive. Although you might have to work a little harder to keep the harmony with children, also maintaining good relationships with father or those similar to a father may require some extra effort. In general, you can expect this month to bring favorable results for personal and family matters. Overall, a good month for Aries, so enjoy. March predictions for Taurus. Taurus, your ascendant ruler Venus is going to be exalted in the 11th house of gains, wishes, and desires. So this can be a very positive month for Taurus. Just remember that Venus is going to be retrograde and combust this month also. So some of the positive aspects of Venus may be a little less than you would expect them to be. Now, as far as your career is concerned, you will continue to keep getting favorable results in your career. The results should generally be positive, while there may be some delays or challenges in the work area due to Saturn being combust in your 10th house, so business owners should proceed with caution. Even though you won't likely suffer any losses, you need to stay vigilant about your financial decisions. Individuals that are salaried can expect some favorable results this month. Possibilities of financial increases or promotions are indicated. Strong and pleasant relationships are anticipated, especially with female workers, but make sure you do that with your coworkers in the workplace. Now, as far as finance is concerned, that as a result of your hard work and dedication, you will continue to get financial benefits. This month, you may be able to achieve financial success if you work hard and remain focused on your tasks. This month, your chances of making money from multiple sources are also quite good. This means that people with multiple sources of income can expect increase in income from all these multiple sources. However, when it comes to savings, there appears to be a challenge because you may be prone to spending or investing, especially if you are a business owner. Now, as far as health is concerned, it should be mostly status quo with nothing to worry about this month. Just continue to take good care of your health and you should enjoy a very good, healthy month. Let's talk about love relationships. There can be some disagreements this month, so before they get out of hand, it's important to find a very good solution or modest solution. If not, the situation can get worse pretty quickly. So my guidance is before any conflict worsens, it is preferable to discuss and find an amicable solution. Now, there's also a chance that domestic affairs could fluctuate a little this month, but nothing significant. So don't worry too much and keep matters under control. In terms of married life, you can expect mixed results this month in terms of marital satisfaction. Venus is exalted, but it also retrogrades. So don't start petty arguments over things and issues from the past. Now, you may have a tendency to have harsh communication with your spouse or to be a little bossy with them, and this could create issues. So I'm obviously advising you to control that kind of attitude. You can enjoy your relationship a lot more this month if you communicate with affection and trust. Now, the same rule applies in family matters. You do need to be cautious in your communication. It is necessary to remain polite and gentle in your communication. Avoid sharp words, sarcasm, or criticism. Otherwise, you may create family confrontation and tension in relationships. Mars in the second house tends to give very bossy and abrasive and harsh communication, and that's what you need to be very careful about. Retrograde Mercury in the 11th house will tend to give you the tendency to bring up or dredge up old issues with friends and social contacts. You need to avoid that as well because that can lead to disturbed relationships as well. As a precaution, my guidance for Taurus is to maintain and check items connected to electricity and fire safety measures this month in order to prevent any potential issues. My main concern is for communication for Taurus. Make sure you're communicating properly and appropriately at all times and with everyone. March predictions for Gemini. Gemini, your Ascendant ruler Mercury is going to be in a very weak position this month because it is debilitated as well as combust in your 10th house of career. Mercury will also retrograde in the middle of the month. And you also have Mars transiting in your Ascendant house, so you can expect some mixed results this month. As far as career is concerned, there is going to be, like I said, mixed results because the transit of several planets transiting through your 10th house of career. So the focus definitely is going to be on career this month. Now, a lot of people ask me, what if I don't have a career, I'm staying at home, or if I'm retired? Then generally what the 10th house means is your status or what you do on a daily basis. So that's how you have to read it. If, like I said, if you don't have a career, then it means everything that you do on a daily basis. It could be a position in society, it could be a position at home, or what you do on a daily basis. Individuals that are working in banking, finance, jewelry, fashion, clothing, cosmetics, art, art, international foreign matters, or even anything to do with communications may experience comparatively better results and may even experience very good growth. Business owners involved with foreign countries or companies can also expect very positive results. My guidance is to make sure you keep your work relationships with coworkers and superiors very harmonious this month, because there are chances of some issues due to your improper communication this month. You may need to control your temper and make sure your communication is very polite and professional at all times, especially after the middle of the month. You will also enjoy good visibility of your superiors, so make sure to stay on your best behavior as far as attitude and work performance is concerned. In terms of financial matters, your efforts should pay off this month. You can expect a combination of decent income and returns. Otherwise, March is mostly a status quo month as far as finance is concerned, where you can expect nothing much to change as far as income or expenses are concerned. Most of the changes this month will be related to your job and work area. Let's talk about your health, because this will be a focus this month due to your ascendant ruler being in a weak position, as I mentioned previously. Mercury also retrogrades in the middle of the month, so some Geminis could experience a recurrence of a previous health issue, especially if it related to chest, stomach, or skin-related issues. If you're prone to any of these issues or if you've experienced them previously. Weather changes could also have an impact on your health, and so you may have headaches and maybe some fever as well. So this month, stay vigilant about your health and follow a disciplined routine regarding diet and lifestyle. And if you do that, the chances of staying healthy are pretty high. As far as relationships are concerned, you can expect significant harmony in your romantic relationships. Some of the single Geminis might even become interested in a colleague at work, so be watchful if that happens. This month has a lot of potential to improve your romantic life, and if you're single looking for that special someone, then it's a positive time to find someone as well. So kind of be on the lookout, especially if in the workplace, if that's allowed. But since exalted Venus is also with Rahu, you need to make sure that the new person is genuine and not presenting themselves to be what they really are not. Remember, Rahu creates illusions, so don't chase these illusions, and make sure that the person that you're interested in or dating or trying to date is really who they are, or not faking who they are. As far as married Geminis are concerned, or domestic happiness is concerned, you may experience average results. However, it will be a lot better compared to prior months, because Mercury will be retrograde in the middle of the month. Make sure that your communication is clear and precise, and there is no chance of misunderstandings. Also, resist the temptation to bring up past problems and issues, because that is something that can create disharmony in the relationship as well, and disturb your domestic happiness. Control your rage and your bossy nature, and let your spouse do things their own way. This is not the month to give them instructions or guidance on how to do things. Overall, relationships with family members are going to be satisfactory this month. In the family, there should be some good events or celebrations this month also. And this month, there is travel for some Geminis. They could travel for work, education, or just fun. March predictions for Cancer. Cancer, you have a crowding of planets in the 9th house of karma and luck. And this is also where the lunar eclipse will occur for you. Cancer is most affected by the lunar eclipse. For the first half of the month, the sun will be in the troubling 8th house and will transit to the 9th house of luck in the second half of the month. So March is turning out to be a very mixed bag of results for Cancer. It can also bring very changeable results because of the planetary placements as well as the lunar eclipse. Speaking of career and finance, you could experience some challenges and delays in your career. Some Cancers may also feel rather burdened due to a heavy workload, and also feel stressed that their efforts are not being rewarded fairly or as expected. Individuals, employed or business owners involved with foreign countries and companies will continue to do rather well. Some Cancers could also be doing some business travel this month, but it may take a lot of effort and be quite tiring for you. This is a month of hard work, so everything will seem like such an effort. So just remember that the effort that you're putting in can get you recognition and rewards, and you can expect favorable results this month, especially late in the later part of the month. Business owners should avoid making any significant business decisions this month and continue with your current operations just as they are and make no changes at this time. It's also not a favorable time to make any new investments in the business. In terms of financial matters, this month can bring some gains that you have been waiting for some time, especially if these relate to financial benefits from the government. Also, if there was some other pending financial gains that you were waiting or they were getting delayed in the past, there is a chance that you can realize those this month. However, this month is not very positive in terms of adding to your savings. Overall, I would say that this month is almost status quo in terms of financial situations. I will suggest that you manage your spending at this time. Mars is in the house of expenses, so just manage your spending a little bit. You will need to take care of your health this month. The first half of the month, your immunity will be much lower, so take care of yourself with the weather changes such as coughs and colds. Some cancers could have issues with sleep due to Mars being in the 12th house, as well as heavy planetary activity in the zodiac of Pisces. Sleep issues could be caused due to an overactive mind or stress. Try yoga or meditation to de-stress yourself. As far as romantic relationships are concerned, there could be a lack of closeness with you and your partner, which could be due to several factors such as traveling or overwork and lack of available time for you to spend with your partner. So this is a very positive month for relationships. Try to make time for your partner and spend some pleasant time together. Married Cancers enjoy an improved relationship with your spouse compared to the prior months. Venus is exalted but also retrograde all month, so domestic bliss can be up and down throughout the month. Try to resist the urge to keep reminding your spouse, your friends, your family members about past issues or past hurt. Otherwise, it could flare up into a big conflict before you know it. So focus on the positive in all relationships and drop all the negative feelings in relationships unless you are willing to give up the relationships permanently or damage those relationships on a permanent basis. Overall, this month can be quite a happy month. It all depends on your own attitude. If you work hard in your career and maintain a very positive approach and pleasant communication, this could be a very good month for you. But if you're going to become moody, then there can be some conflict in your life. Just understand that Mercury is retrograde, especially for the second half of the month, and that can give you some challenged communication. And if you fall prey to that, there can be misunderstandings and misinterpretations of what you're saying to other people. So make sure that your communication at all times is positive, and this could turn out to be a good month for you. March predictions for Leo. Leo, this month your ascendant ruler, the Sun, transits from the 7th to the 8th house in the middle of the month, which are not very favorable positions for the Sun. At the end of the month, there's also a solar eclipse, which impacts Leo the most. So for Leo, March is going to be a month of mixed results. Now, as far as career and finance is concerned, you have a very good possibility of some positive outcome this month, but it might take a lot of work to get there. You might need to work harder in your career this month, but you might see some results of your efforts. Business owners, this is not the month to take any risky decisions or make any new financial investments this month. There could also be some obstacles that you encounter in your business growth this month, so avoid any kind of new business ventures as well. Overall, this month is not too favorable from a career perspective, but positive outcomes are possible if you put in a lot of effort and approach matters cautiously. Speaking about finances, Mercury is the ruler of both your finance houses, the 2nd and the 11th house. And that is the challenging, and Mercury is in that challenging 8th house in a very debilitated state, as well as retrograde after the middle of the month. As a result, you might be faced with a lack of consistency in your income. This is especially true for business owners because there's a chance that incoming cash could be delayed. On the other hand, Mars transit in the 11th house of gains, so it may be a saving grace as far as financial situation is concerned. It's a plus and a minus situation for you. So therefore, you could anticipate a range of outcomes in your financial affairs this month. There could be stability and your expenses could stay under control. So for some Leos, there could be some obstacles in the path of income, but after all these interruptions, there could be some favorable outcome as well. There's a lot of plus and minus going on in the houses of finance. So you could see some challenging results, you could see some positive results depending upon which dasha antardasha you're having or which planet is stronger in your chart. Let's take a look at your health for March. Your ascendant ruler, the sun, will be in the 8th house after the second half of the month. And this means that you may not have very good immunity at that time. So you may also feel low on energy and some fatigue this month. So make sure you take good care of yourself with all these seasonal changes. But there's also the possibility of headaches and stomach issues. So watch your diet very carefully. Eat foods that agree with you. As far as relationships are concerned, you may not get too much time to spend with your partner this month due to an overload of work or other commitments. This may cause some minor conflicts in your relationships, but just bear through these. Now, my guidance to you this month is to stay away from any kind of outside temptation because this can be very damaging in the long run. Obviously, this doesn't apply to everybody. Venus is conjunct with Rahu in the 8th house. For some people, this is applicable guidance. Don't do anything outside that could impact your relationship, or also don't do anything that could impact your reputation. For married Leos, there's a chance of some arguments at home, or your partner may not be feeling well. Their health could be impacted. So in both cases, you need to take care to maintain positive environment within the household. It could also mean that you may have some conflict with your spouse due to the matters of in-laws, or you may have issues with your in-laws yourself. So you need to take care of that. As far as extended family matters are concerned, you need to control your communication style to make sure it is polite. Don't be sarcastic or find faults with others. Understand that Mercury is retrograde after the second half of the month. So any trivial issue can get blown out of proportion very quickly, or it can get misunderstood. And there can be rifts in relationships, and I mean all relationships. So you should make continuous efforts to maintain harmony with family members instead of being demanding or being critical of them. So Leo, I seriously apologize that this month I'm not able to give you a better, happier forecast, but things should definitely improve in a month or so, and you could probably have a better forecast at that time. March predictions for Virgo. Virgo, your ascendant ruler Mercury is going to be debilitated, combust, as well as retrograde after the second half of the month in your 7th house of marriage and partnerships. Mercury also rules your career house, so this is not the month to be taking chances or risks with your career. You will also need to be extra cautious about your communication with absolutely everyone in your life. Speaking about your career and finance, as I mentioned this month, you need to maintain some caution with respect to your career and business. Especially stay on good terms with your seniors and don't unnecessarily challenge or question their authority. Maintain a very positive attitude with your coworkers as well, otherwise there could be damage to your reputation. As far as business owners are concerned, this month could bring some gains for business owners, but you have to avoid taking any significant risks. Try to maintain the current course of action and make sure you fulfill any commitments you've made. There's a good chance that your hard work is going to produce benefic results. You are still being cautioned against taking risks. There is the possibility that someone at work may be talking behind your back, so don't do anything to ruin your reputation. Simply continue to work hard and remember to manage your communication, especially in the second half of the month when Mercury retrogrades. There are chances of misunderstandings and misinformation. Also check your calendar to make sure you don't miss appointments or any scheduled events. As far as financial matters are concerned, you will most likely receive gains and returns based completely on your hard work. Exalted Venus indicates that you may see strong progress in your saving situation, and there's also a chance of sudden gains as well. Business owners have the chance of making good money, but it would not be a good idea to take chances by investing in new ventures just now, since this could result in losses. Overall, this month appears to be better than average as far as finance is concerned. You will need to take very good care of your health this month due to the fact that your ascendant ruler Mercury being in a very weak situation. Some Virgos could be bothered by headaches, fevers, or breathing issues, especially if you have been prone to it or have had them in the past. Some Virgos may experience chest-related and blood pressure-related issues if they have been prone to it previously as well. So take very good care of your health this month and stay vigilant to any changes that you experience in your body. Don't ignore them. As far as love relationships are concerned, it's a happy month for you and you will maintain a favorable situation in your romantic life. It's a good month for Virgos to get married as well. Now, as far as married Virgos are concerned, exalted Venus in the 7th house provides some harmony in the relationship. However, be aware that Mercury will be retrograde, like I mentioned many times, after the second half of the month in the 7th house of marriage as well. So choose your words very carefully with your spouse. You might say things that get blown out of proportion very quickly and starts disputes and stress in the domestic environment. So basically, it depends on you and your communication on how this month will turn out in terms of marital relationships. If you are able to control your rage and anger and words, it could be a rather enjoyable month. This is applicable in your work life as well as in your relationships with extended family members as well. Relationships with the other family members can also be very harmonious as long as your communication is healthy and no critical and sarcastic comments are made. This month will be very good and healthy for relationships with siblings as well. Overall, you can expect favorable results with matters pertaining to your house and family. March will hopefully be productive in terms of domestic and family affairs for Virgo. March predictions for Libra. Libra, your ascendant ruler Venus is going to be exalted but also retrograde for the entire month in your 6th house. It will also be combust for some part of the month. It conjuncts with several planets this month and it will also take part in the lunar eclipse in the middle of the month. Therefore, it will give you mediocre results. As far as career and finance are concerned, your career house is ruled by the moon. And this month, the results that you receive in your professional life will be constantly changing, just like the moon that is constantly transiting daily. The first half of the month will be stronger than the second half in terms of career recognition, career growth, and gains. Although business owners will need to proceed with extreme caution to prevent any business losses this month, it would be best to steer clear of any lending or borrowing activities. Now, my guidance is to maintain things as they are and not make any business investments or decisions this month. In terms of finance, this month is certainly quite positive and you can expect favorable results. There is good possibility that you receive results according to your hard work and effort and you can receive gains that bring in more money. You may also receive payments that have been pending for a long time and that you have been trying to collect. Now, my guidance is to make an effort to save money and avoid wasting money by reducing needless spending. Some Libras may have a very strong tendency to borrow large amounts of money or spend a lot and increase their credit card debt this month. This may not be a wise choice because paying off large amounts of debt may become very difficult at a later date. As far as health is concerned, you might experience some health issues this month. Your ascendant ruler Venus is in the 6th house of health, so there can be a recurrence of a prior health issue. Some Libras could experience some stomach-related problems which may result in infections or acidity. For those Libras that have previously experienced any nerve-related problems should also pay close attention to their health. Some can have headaches, fever, gastrointestinal issues, and neurological difficulties. It would be a good idea to maintain a check on your health for the whole month. Just stay vigilant to any health issues that arise and make sure you get it checked up. Let's talk about love relationships. The presence of both Sun and Saturn in the 5th house means it's not a good time for love relationships, which could be due to your ego, obstacles, and temporary disinterest from your side as well. There's also the likelihood of misunderstandings due to both retrogrades of Venus as well as Mercury. If you can manage through these things and try to keep these kind of things in check, then you should have nothing to worry about. For the married Libras, your romantic life might have some minor disputes, but they are likely to be handled and nothing serious at all. Basically, this month seems to be neutral for marriage and romantic relationships. There seems to be no major problem, nor is there any change from how things have been going on. So mostly things will stay status quo. Nothing will change from how it was previously. As far as other relationships are concerned, with the family, you will get the same results. There's nothing to be concerned about as far as family matters and relationships are concerned. You will experience a positive atmosphere and your relationship with your siblings will be good. There's an indication that relationship with your children may not be as good, especially in the first half of the month, although. There's an indication that Libras might travel this month. It could be for religious, travel, or for education purposes for some Libras. March predictions for Scorpio. Scorpio, your ascendant ruler Mars is going to be in your 8th house of difficulties, obstacles, and challenges all month. There are several planets in the 5th house of children, education, love life, and creativity this month is going to be one of mixed results for you. As far as career and finance are concerned, you will have to work on career-related matters with total dedication and awareness this month. You may have some troubles maintaining the work-life balance and feel like you are being pulled into your personal life responsibilities, and so concentrating on career and task is becoming challenging. This will be felt more in the first half of the month. In the second half of the month, things will change and it seems like you could experience better recognition and career growth at that time. You will be on high visibility by your seniors, so make sure to be on your best performance and presentation. For business owners, this is not the month to make any major investments in business, especially based solely on the advice of a friend or a close acquaintance regarding a new venture. Let things remain as they are. March seems to be a bit on the average month for both employed as well as business owners, and some Scorpios may feel a little disappointed by their accomplishments in their career. My guidance is not to feel so down. The future months coming up are going to give you better results. As far as finance is concerned, there is an average chance of making significant gains this month. There is the chance that the rewards you receive may not match the amount of work you put in. Although this is an average month in terms of new gains, you will be able to make financial savings due to managing your expenses. It's possible that you'll be able to secure your previously saved money and save a sizable amount of your income this month. Overall, things should work out well for Scorpio. While the month may be somewhat weak regarding new gains, it will be favorable for savings and the security of accumulated wealth. In terms of health, be very cautious about mishaps and avoid risky activities. Also drive safely and don't forget your ascendant ruler is in the 8th house, so there can be some hidden things or sudden things that occur. Some Scorpios may experience digestive problems, so my guidance is to stay away from fried and spicy foods. The second half of the month is a little worse than the first half as far as health is concerned. Regarding romantic relationships, there is an exchange of Venus and Jupiter from the 5th and the 7th houses. The 5th house represents love relationships and the 7th house represents marriage. These two positions are excellent for romantic relationships. This position is also very positive for initiating a new love relationship for the single Scorpios. This could also be a very favorable time indicating Scorpios to get engaged or married. Basically, things will generally be going well in your romantic life. However, after the second half of the month, control your ego and your words, as since Mercury will retrograde in the 5th house, there will be a tendency for you to bring up past issues with your partner, and that can start some miscommunication or misunderstanding. It's essential to voice your concerns politely and stay away from using harsh language. Venus is in a good position to further improve marital happiness for married Scorpios, so your marital life will be rather harmonious this month. Overall, relationships with family seem to be going well this month as well, and you may feel a strong emotional attachment to family members. If there have been any conflicts previously with family members, this month is favorable for working out the past issues. Sibling relationships are probably going to stay positive this month as well. There may be a slight stress in the domestic environment, especially in the first half of the month, although things and situations can stay resolved if you make the right decisions and handle domestic affairs wisely. March predictions for Sagittarius. Sagittarius, your ascendant ruler Jupiter is staying in your 6th house for another couple of months before it makes its transit to the next house. The 4th house of mental stress and domestic happiness will be the hub of activity this month, with the maximum planets transiting through it and the solar eclipse occurring in it as well. Mars is in your 7th house, also focuses on relationships with your spouse and partners. So this month the focus is purely on domestic and relationship matters. As far as career is concerned, your career ruler is Mercury, and that will be in a debilitated state in the 4th house this month, and that is not an ideal position for it. So you may be faced with some difficulties, but rest assured that after overcoming those hurdles, you may be able to find success in the workplace. Understand that neglecting your tasks or working without a plan might lead to poor results. Therefore, it's important to work diligently and in a well-organized manner this month. Since Venus is exalted, my guidance is that you maintain a very good relationship at work with everybody, especially with the women in the workplace, and that can result in a rather favorable situation for you. For business owners, the month is average. However, it would be wise not to take any business risks at this time. It's advisable to sustain the current state of affairs. Financially speaking, money matters this month should be okay, and some of you may be able to benefit from your hard work. In other words, the financial results will be dependent on the effort and dedication that you perform your job with. In the second half of the month, the sun transits to your 4th house, so you could become rather visible in the workplace and get noticed by your seniors. So be on your best performance and present yourself very well. There are chances of good financial returns as well as promotion at that time. For business owners, if you have some money stuck somewhere, there is a strong possibility of recovering that money this month. In terms of profits, the majority of the month seems promising, although by the end of the month, some of you might be tempted to spend on additional investments, etc. There are good chances of saving this money if you put the effort into controlling your expenses. The first half of the month is more favorable for this rather than the second half of the month. Overall, March seems to be quite favorable in terms of financial matters. Health could be somewhat weak this month due to your ascendant ruler Jupiter being in the 6th house of health matters. It's important to pay close attention to your health this month, especially those of you that already have medical conditions. Also, take care to protect yourself from injuries and drive slowly, and don't do anything adventurous. In the second half of the month, people that have heart issues should be a little vigilant about their health, as well as those that have asthma and thyroid type glandular issues. Now, this is certainly not for everyone, so no need to panic. This is just for very few people that may be senior or prone to these types of issues. As far as love relationships are concerned, this month there can be average results, although some Sagittarians might actually get engaged or married this month. But since Mars is positioned in a Mercury-ruled zodiac, my guidance would be to manage your communication in your love relationships very carefully and avoid bringing up past issues or starting discussions on things that happened in the past. This will not end up well for you. In fact, conversations about trivial issues could become major problems before you know it. As I mentioned, Mars is transiting in the 7th house of marriage. That may offer a bit of a challenge for married Sagittarius. There's a chance that you and your partner may argue from time to time. Try to control your anger with each other. Basically, do your best to avoid unnecessary conflicts this month. Just try to give each other some space. Since Venus is exalted, any action you take to control matters will be rather successful, and you can still maintain harmony in the marriage. In family matters, you can expect positive results. If family members make an effort, then the relationships will be harmonious and happy. In domestic matters, the results can be mixed. While some difficulties may develop, they will get resolved quickly as well, so don't worry too much. This month you may be feeling a little stressed, likely for no real reason, but due to the fact that there are several planets in the 4th house of mental happiness. Try to overcome that with meditation or doing something else to ease the stress. March predictions for Capricorn. Capricorn, your ascendant ruler Saturn is going to be in your second house for just another month or so before it transits to the third house on March 29th. The solar eclipse will be in the third house of communication, travel, and self-effort, and that's where a lot of the other planets are conjunct this month. Let's talk about your career first. Venus is the ruler of the 10th house of your career, and that is exalted in the third house. So you will probably get favorable results in your career this month. Individuals that have careers that require travel or get paid commissions, or those that are in sales, marketing, social media, communications can expect to see even better results. You will get good support from your colleagues and superiors. Business owners can expect to do well also. If there are any difficulties, there's a significant likelihood of success due to your ability to work through any challenges this month. For everyone, the communication style will likely be clear and precise, which may further improve the results in your profession. So my guidance is to retain your confidence and handle any work or deals professionally and in a very pleasant manner. Even though your career prospects are favorable this month, some Capricorns might experience a slight decrease in enthusiasm for their work, but if you put the focus and put in the self-effort, you can beat your peers at projects and complete all your tasks on time. In terms of financial matters, it is quite favorable this month. There should be plenty of opportunities for earnings this month. Your efforts and hard work will have the likelihood of good success. This is a positive month for saving as well as earning. In terms of health, this is a very favorable month as well. Mars transit in the 6th house is considered to be favorable for health-related matters because it strengthens your immune system, boosts your immunity against diseases, and helps you to maintain your overall health. In fact, if you've been facing any health issues in the past few days, you might experience relief this month from that as well, especially in the second half of the month. Regarding your romantic life this month, it's a favorable month for that as well. Your romantic relationships improve and you will have opportunities to enjoy and have fun together. Some Capricorns might also have opportunities for travel together, which is a fun thing to do. This is a positive time to get married and engaged as well. As for the married Capricorns, your married life and marital happiness also shows the possibility for generally happy and pleasant times this month. However, remember that Mercury is going to retrograde after the second half of the month in the third house, which represents communications. So it will be crucial to manage your communication and speech. Be pleasant, kind, courteous, and respectful, and you will experience a very, very happy month. Resist the urge to dredge up past faults and blame with all family members, including your spouse and love partner, because that can really backfire and damage your relationship as opposed to improving it, and that can ruin your month as opposed to you having a wonderfully happy month. In general, family members will support one another emotionally and show excellent harmony in their relationships. There's also the possibility of an auspicious event taking place in the family. This month also offers chances to clear up any miscommunication that may have occurred within the family in the past, but that should be attempted only in the first half of the month. Relationships and support from siblings will be strong this month. Be cautious with using electrical or gas-powered equipment in your home. Now, the travel houses for Capricorn are heavily activated, so Capricorn seems to be doing some travel this month. And if you do, make sure you have fun and stay safe. Overall, Capricorn, you're having a wonderful month. Just make sure you pay very, very close attention to your communication style and your choice of word. March predictions for Aquarius. Aquarius, your ascendant ruler Saturn will be in your ascendant house only until March 29th, and it's getting ready to transit to your second house of family, finance, and speech after 2.5 years. You may start to feel the impact of a departing Saturn, which is less of a lethargy and more a willingness to work and move forward in work and projects that you have been thinking for a while but not been able to put into action. The sun will be in your ascendant house in the first house of the month, which is a good transit because it gives you good visibility and a pleasant aura and attraction as well. As far as your career is concerned, you are likely to see a range of results. Mars rules your career house and it is in your fifth house. So it is important for you to work patiently and make decisions patiently as well. If you can control your rage and impatience, you will be able to succeed in your business or profession this month. You can even get the expert advice of someone who is wise or more knowledgeable if you have any doubts about any critical career decisions. For business owners, it is best to avoid trying out new ideas or making new decisions. If it is absolutely necessary to begin something new, my guidance would be to consult an experienced and senior person. As for salaried individuals, the month would be status quo, which is good because everything at work seems to be going well with no changes. Though I do have a word of caution for all Aquarians, and that relates to their communication and speech and their choice of words. Mercury will retrograde in the second half of the month in their second house of speech, so they really need to take extra care about their communication, the words they use and how they say things. The chance of misunderstandings and miscommunication is very high, so communicate clearly, politely and respectfully. Don't use offensive or inappropriate language, even in light-hearted situations, as it might backfire. Don't be critical or sarcastic. It could end badly for you. As far as finance is concerned, you might get satisfactory outcomes if you put in a lot of effort and remain aware of your financial condition. Although there may be certain difficulties, your hard work will not go to waste this month. You will eventually receive monetary rewards for your efforts. You may be able to add to your savings if you exercise some caution with your spending. Health will be okay, and you really have nothing to worry about this month. The sun's transit in the first house sometimes gives headaches, but that's about it. Overall health is okay, just make sure to eat healthy and control overeating. As far as romantic relationships are concerned, you need to be careful about the use of harsh words. Again, I'm reminding you. Also, resist the temptation to dredge up old issues and past matters with your partner, because that discussion could not end up in your favor at all. Like I mentioned previously, communication must be pleasant at all times and with everyone. Mars transit in the house of your love life will tend to give you a little bit of a bossy attitude, and that will need to be controlled quite well. As for the married Aquarius, there could be some challenges in the first half of the month due to ego issues resulting in misunderstandings and disagreements. There could even be a problem with your spouse's health. My guidance is to provide support to one another this month. Overall, maintaining harmony in your marriage or romantic relationship this month will require you to be understanding, patient, and loving. As far as general relationships with extended family is concerned, there are chances that you could be repairing the strained relationships and restoring love and harmony within the family if those existed in the past. Relationship with siblings will be average. However, there could be a few difficulties with relationships with children this month. But overall, there should be nothing to be concerned about this month. As long as everyone is managing their communication, things should go smoothly. March predictions for Pisces. Pisces, your ascendant ruler Jupiter is going to stay in your third house of communications, travel, siblings, and self-effort for another couple of months before it transits to the next zodiac. Meanwhile, you will have 6 to 7 planets transiting into your own ascendant house, and the solar eclipse also occurs in your own ascendant house. The ascendant house signifies you, your physical body, and so this puts the focus completely on you, your health, and your transformation. Speaking about your career, you can expect favorable outcomes. This month may be especially beneficial for those people whose jobs involve traveling or field work, even though you may be required to put in a lot of extra effort and hard work. Business owners can expect positive results as well, although they will need to exercise caution because taking risks or unknown chances with business decisions might not be a good idea. If you're knowledgeable about a particular area and are confident about certain things or have private experience in an industry, then it's not a problem. However, it would not be advisable to try anything new this month. Employed individuals can expect better results. Some Pisces might want to change jobs, but it would be advisable to avoid taking any chances this month. As far as finance is concerned, the first half of the month is weaker in terms of income, but the second half of the month is strong in terms of providing higher income and new opportunities. This month, it's crucial to be cautious and strategic in your financial planning, especially in terms of spending and investing. Overall, this month, the financial results seem to be rather inconsistent, so avoid any kind of financial planning or risky unknown investments. As far as health is concerned, although small health problems might surface, nothing very serious is indicated. Mars transit in the fourth house sometimes makes a person accident prone in the house, so work with caution while you're doing anything at home, especially in the kitchen. Also, drive carefully and avoid any adventurous activities this month. If you have had cardiac issues in the past, then stay vigilant to them this month. Now, I'm not saying something will happen, or I'm not trying to scare you, but just asking you to be cautious. Overall, March seems to be a little bit of a difficult month for health, but remember, there are lots of planets in your first house that represent the physical body, so this is going to be a focus this month. Just remain health conscious and follow a proper diet and routine, and things should go okay. Regarding your romantic relationships, you can expect happiness in matters of love. You'll have lots of opportunities to spend fun activities together. For married Pisces, there can be some challenges due to the aspect of several planets, including Mars, on the 7th house. The good news is that even though your married life may provide some difficulties, you will be very capable of handling them sensibly and resolving them quite well. Family matters may be a little difficult this month, where small issues could escalate into bigger problems. Try to avoid trivial issues from escalating into bigger problems. However, relationships with siblings will be generally happy, and you will have positive interactions with your friends and siblings. This month, it will be important to handle matters related to home and family with great caution. In fact, some useful items or gadgets could also malfunction, and you might be bothered with that issue as well. You might be in a bad mood because of that as well. Now, this month, make time for yourself and try your best to remain stress-free. Make time for relaxation for yourself. That's going to be very important for your health as well as for your mental peace. That's it for this video. I hope you have enjoyed it and find it useful. See you on a future video. Goodbye for now.